welcome to my channel. And today we will talk about second semester assignments for the subject business law. As in the previous videos as well, I just discussed about cycles. So it's for December 2022 cycle, which is applicable for all the students, mostly for those who have registered in the month of January or February or March. So it's for their second semester, for which you need to submit the assignments. Assignments are already available on your portal, and almost 55 days are left. 29th November is the last date of assignment submission, and you can just refer to the exam section and assignments to view the PDF. You can just download it. Download option is not available in the mobile, so try to use laptop for, or maybe the desktop for downloading the assignments PDF. Let's quickly see the questions. So as similar to all other subjects, there are three questions: first, second, third A, and third B. Each question is of 10 marks. Third question is of 5 marks, and this comprises 30 marks for your assignments, and rest 70 marks goes for the exams. Two important aspects. Again, I'm reiterating. Do not share your assignments with anyone, otherwise you will fall into the copy case. The second thing is the plagiarism. So whatever you are writing, write and formulate the sentences in your own language. In business law, it is very important because it's more or less a theoretical subject, wherein you are having a set of acts, rules, provisos, or circulars respect to certain laws. So you need to understand the terms and reframe it in your own words, because that are a little bit a more judgment or a more tricky words to understand, because that's a law based law based words which you need to mention in your question, in your answers. So let's see the question one by one. The very first question is: India's vision of self reliance is not only on its technology prowess but the conscious exploitation its flora and fauna. Explain and highlight the important provisos and features of the law that conserves the biological diversity in India, along with regulating the access of the Indian biological resources. So it's all about the saving of the biological resources, the innovation, the diversity part. So the law which we need to discuss into this is Biological Diversity Act 2002. So let's see the page numbers to refer. Going to the book, going to the page number 390. So it's Biological Diversity Act. So firstly, you just need to give a brief reference. What is Biological Diversity Act? What it refers to: certain life forms, certain ecosystem parts. It talks more about the day-to-day environmental factors and issues. Maybe it's related to water, or maybe it's air, or maybe soil pollution, or maybe climatic changes. So how we can conserve them? That all being covered into the Biological Diversity Act. So you just need to explain all this stuff, and post that you need to explain these features and provisos, like what are these, like NB and SB. We have to consult the BMC. Knowledge of local communities, traditional biodiversity knowledge, benefits derived from it. For foreign nationals and organizations need the prior approval from the NBA. Indian scientists take the prior approval from NBA for doing any kind of research. Certain biological areas shall be declared as heritage sites. Threatened species needs to be protected. Committees to be constituted by the state governments. Check biopiracy. Protect the rich biodiversity and associated knowledge against the various foreign individuals. Indian organization may have to intimate to the respective SBBs in case they want to obtain any resource, any bioresource, or SBB has the right to restrain such organizations. State governments, in consultation with the local bodies, to notify about can notify about the heritage sites. Create biological fund. No person can apply the IPR by any name for any invention that is based on the biological resource obtained from India. BMCA have to take the prepare PBR for consulting the local people. So these are the provisos which you need to mention. Just read it and reframe these sentences. Do not directly copy paste. Just read the sentences and make it a little bit lengthy, because if you see that that will hardly cover 200 to 250 words, and you need to answer around 1000, if not 1000, then maybe around 800, 850 words. So it's important to read it and just make it a little bit lengthier, because that is important. So I think the first question is pretty much straightforward from the book. Now going to our second question. Please give two instances where the investigations or punishments are initiated and forced by the authorities set up by the Competition Act 2002. So again, it seems to be a very straightforward question wherein you just need to explain about the Competition Act, what is this all about, and what are the two examples in which the punishments or certain investigations being enforced by the CCI authorities as per the Competition Act. So let's see which page numbers to refer. Firstly, you need to refer page number 303. So if you talk about 303, it's about the Competition Act. So what was this all about, what it includes, certain provisions, what are the negative instances happened, what the government role into this, how it was being used to curb the monopoly schemes by the certain owners of certain companies. So you need to explain these things. Then you can give a brief about the four elements of this. Then next part comes as the major objectives. So you can just write 3 or 4 pointers if you are having short of the words, but yes, if you are having enough words, then maybe you can skip this part. Again, the features like prohibit anti-competition, prohibit abuse, provides the regulation of combinations, and enjoins the competition advocacy. So these four features, you can write 1 or 2 liners for each of this. Again, it's not mandate, but it's good to just give a brief introductory part about this. Then lastly comes as the features of, sorry, I think we have already covered the features. Yes. Then last part comes as the few instances where investigation and punishments were initiated. So you need to refer to page number 325. So if you see the leading cases under the competition law, the very first one is the Reliance Big Entertainment versus the Tamil Nadu Film Exhibition Association. So it's more or less about the certain action items which have been taken, certain decisions which have been taken against this case. So read it and write it down in your own words. What are the certain facts? Certain facts is more or less about the dates, about the timings, about the period. So it might be the cases when it will fall under plagiarism, but don't worry, 20% plagiarism is allowed. So try to write it down as much as possible in your own words only. Then second one was the case to Indian National Ship Owners Association versus Indian Oil Natural Gas Corporation. So it's a second case. The certain facts in the similar aspect we have done for the example one, the same you need to do for the example two. It's not like you need to write each and every facts. You can skip couple of them if you feel so, and make sure, because these are the lengthy ones. So sometimes it happens that for one example it will exceed to 400 500, so for two it will be 900, and already we given introduction, so it will exceed around 1000 to 1100. That is fine. Try to limit within 1100 words for second question. Second question is clear. Now moving to our third question. The third is having two parts, third A and third B. One important thing which most of the students are asking me again and again, is, sir, do we need to write something about the question number third? Because if you see the assignment, if I am just opening the assignment PDF, it's being mentioned first question, second question, and third A and third B. So many students are having an impression, okay, firstly you need to give a brief about this third question, after that you need to write for third A, and lastly to the third B. So guys, no, you are not having any third question, it's having third A and third B. So if you are writing about A part, then you need to consider this, and if you are writing third B, then consider this and this part, right? So there's nothing, or no, nothing needs to be written for the third question, right? You just write answer 3A and answer 3B. So answer question number third A. Soumya, someone Manu wants to start a business along with his elder sister Samira. Both have decided to start a food truck chains across India and have decided to name it as Samsam. They are going to introduce a wide range of the food products under the name of Samsam. For example, Samsam fries, Samsam pizza, Samsam tacos, etc. Each of these products would have a special recipe designed by both Samira and Samanyu. However, there are spectacle that the word Samsam and these recipes would be copied or plagiarized by other food truck owners. They have approached you with the following queries for them to understand what steps they have to take to protect their rights, what type of IPR that could be claimed in relation to the Samsam and the recipes. Please explain the reason on why the type of intellectual property would apply. So the question is a little bit tricky one. You need to explain about IPR, and you need to make sure that which IPR or which section will be the best fit in this case of Samsam. Right. So firstly, Samsam is a patent, or you can say it's a trademark which you can opt. You can just got registered. Like if I talk about, I just want to open a company like TCS or Infosys, I can't do with that name because that are already being patented, or that's a trademark of some company, registered companies, right? So the similar thing needs to be done for the Samsam, and we just need to explain about the IPR, about these certain patents or trademarks or copyrights. So firstly, go to the page number 162. So it's IPR, Intellectual Property Law. Just give a brief about what are IPR laws. What are these are being country specific, and India is having is a member of WTO and signatory for the TRIPS agreement in this case. Then you can explain, you need to mention, okay, these are the different kind like the patents, trademarks, copyrights which are being protected in India. It's more or less about the Indian company, so we need to talk more about in India. And after that you just need to explain, okay, what is IPR, direct definition as per the WTO. These are the rights given to the persons over the creation of their minds. They usually give the creator an exclusive power or the right over the use of his creation for the certain period of time. Then you can explain a little bit about the articles. Then give, maybe if you want to give the example, or maybe skip this part because this is a 500 words, so don't explain too much. So come back to our actual thing which you needs to be mentioned. Then you need to explain about patents, right? What are patents? What is elements, nature of protection, and period? You can just give a brief, nothing much, but yes, you need to explain that what is a patent. It's a document that represents certain rights that are given to a developer or the sole right of their over their creations. So explain the patents. These can be skipped because in 500 words it can't be covered. Then next part comes as the copyrights. So Section 78 of the Copyright Act empowers the central government to make the rules. In simpler terms, it's a form of intellectual property that protects the interests of authors, that can be produced with the original work, that can be expressed in some medium of expression. So copyrights is more or less about the books or certain movies. So this is not actually which is being asked in the question, but being it's a part of IPR, you need to mention this stuff as well. Last but not the least, you need to talk about the trademarks. So trademark is a mark capable of being represented graphically, which is form of capable the distinguishing goods and services of one person from others, from those of others, may include the shape, packaging, combination of the colors. So trademark is again because they are selling their fries, and they are selling so many things like pizza, tacos. So everyone, they are having their own entity, and they are having different flavor. So that comes the part of the trademark. So you need to explain more about the patents and trademark into this question, because patent trademarks are the actual one which are needs, which they needs to be registered for their Samsung. So I think second question, third question is pretty much clear. Third A. Now moving to our third B question. Explain the civil and the criminal remedies under various intellectual property laws for enforcement of intellectual property rights. So if we talk about certain kinds of civil and the criminal cases, or the certain punishment which has been enforced, so it's mentioned in page number 175. Enforcement against violation of IPR. You can give some example. You can explain about the reactive enforcement, which is infringement action. In case of IPR of the owner has the right to seek the reactive and the proactive enforcement. Next is the proactive enforcement, which is IP registration, protection, and rates, where if a distributor firstly try to resolve, and in case of IPR violation, their owners of the IP send a cease and desist letter to the person or organization that is presumably contravening the IP rights of the owner. So this is the two of the remedies, or the two action items against if somebody is violating those IP rights. So this is about the third B question. So I think we have covered all the three questions, and If you have any doubts or facing any issue, you can just feel free to connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like, do subscribe, and stay connected for further videos. Thank you so much.